Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about coloring on the character design graphic art assignments. This is going to go over different coloring styles using layers. So you need to probably label your layers so you know which one you are using for what. And you got to make sure you're on the correct layer. Even I make this mistake. I do it many times, and I get frustrated when I do. So I understand the frustration, but this is kind of how it's done. You can see here my drawing, my original prelim, going to the next stage on the computer. So, as always, enjoy and listen for that transition. Alright, this is like the second set. We should have already gone through the first set, which doing the line work on one. You can see there right there. That is the first one. First layer where you basically ink the drawing. You get all the lines and things going using thick and thin lines. So now we're going to go to the coloring. You got your color picker here. And you kind of want to flesh tone. Go with orange and go to the right to get kind of a flesh tone there. And we're going to probably go with the brush first. You want, instead of 3, I want you to practice 2 shadows and midtones. Don't worry about the highlights. You got your brush options here. You can see there. And I can color right underneath it, so it makes it real nice, real simple. So I got a nice wide brush. I'm going in and just coloring large parts of the face. That would be your midtone. You want to zoom in, and you can go and pick a darker color, and that will save in your color spectrum there. And this time you want to soften stuff up so you can get a nice blend and start laying down shadows where shadows are supposed to be on the face. You know, your brow right there, that's where you're definitely going to have some shadows. Part of your eyelid, down your nose. You can then take the blending tool and smudge it a little bit to give it more of a transition, if you like. But this is one of the first ones. You can see I'm just painting white there and getting the eyeball. And I'm going to paint a little green around it. If you ever played Wii, you notice they'll have like a black eye, then those have color around. This is a viable option that you can use as well. If you want to put a darker green up on top, that's up to you depending how large your eyes are. You see I zoom in there, and I just got a green ring around that large iris there. So color in the nose ring, and we're going to go to the second one here. This is another way you can color it in. You're going to be using the gradient tool and the paint bucket tool, depending on how you want to do it. And you're just going to get the tools ready. You're going to grab your color, make sure you have the right color, and you're just going to outline where you want the color to go. Go to the paint bucket, make sure you have the right color, which I didn't. So I picked the right color, and boom. Fills it all in, and you can go and fine tune it. You can see how close I'm getting. The little red box in the corner of your zoom, you can move that little red box around, and that will move it on the whole screen, so it'll be easier just to move from place to place. I like that feature a lot. So here I'm going to gradient tool, and there's 2 options. So I'm just playing around with it, putting a little bit of shadow, a light blue, in the eye to give the eye some shadow, using white and light blue. And now I'm going to use the clipping tool path. You're going to want the angular one. I just clicked up there in the left hand corner so that you can map out with a bunch of clicks the area that you want to have as a shadow. You can fill it in if you want, just like that. You know, that's just with the paint bucket. Or you can use the gradient tool, like I'm going to show you underneath the eye here. And you're going to pick the midtone and the shadow, and you can see how it gradates it out, blends it nicely. from one section to the other to get that shadow blend on the face. You can see here I'm going to do it on the eyelid as well. Change it so make sure I have the shadow and the midtone, and then just stretch and boom. That will give it that dimension, so to speak. Right here, I'm just going to let you kind of look at it. There's more than one way of doing things. I'm going to go in and go with the smudge tool now. So it's that dropper on the toolbox. And I can change my brush aspects. And you can see there that I'm blending some of the colors together to give a little bit of a gradation, to soften up certain edges, to make it appear nicer. And you can use that to help add form and so forth, giving more dimension to your drawing. This is the intro to coloring for your character design for graphic art. So I hope you learned a lot. Watch it again to make sure you know all the tools. You can slow it down if you need to, so you know which specific tools. I got plenty of videos on each one of those tools. So enjoy and good luck.